Yo, before we get into the interview, man, I want to give a shout out to all my radio stations all across the country who have the Bootleg Kev Show as an official affiliate. Man, we're on the radio in about 100 cities nationwide every day. Want to give a shout out to Real 92.3 in LA. Shout out to The Beat in Miami. Shout out to Wild 94.1 in Tampa. Shout out to Hot 98.3 in Tucson. Power 98.3 in Phoenix. We 102.9 in Portland. We're all over the country, so you can tap in with that radio show. If you want to know if we're on in your city, just go to bootlegkev.com. The full list of cities is there. You might hear us. Let's get into the interview. Yo, Bootleg Kev podcast, man. Special guest in here. My guy, he's back. D-Smoke.
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm excellent. Feeling good.
What's new, man? We haven't had an album in like 3 or 4 years.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
You know, in those 3 or 4 years, of course, I've dropped like singles here and there. I've done a lot of features, you know, but I've done 3 seasons of Mayor of Kingstown. And so the acting bag has one that's been good to me.
I am a Paramount Plus guy.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, that's the one show I started the first episode where like dude's brother gets smoked, I think, like right away.
It hurts a little bit.
But I don't know what was going on in my life, but I just haven't gotten past episode 1. Now I've watched Landman, I've watched Mobland, I've watched what else on Paramount? Yellowstone.
You've already watched more than me. But I got to finish Yellowstone.
So you're on 3 seasons of Mayor of Kingstown. Are you in season 1?
I'm not in season 1. So season 1 is the background work you got to do to know the storyline and where I come in. But season 2, 3, 4, I'm in it, and 4 is about to come out.
Did you watch season 1?
I did, absolutely.
Yeah. So absolutely. Like, I got to the point where like there's something with the cop, and then like they're trying there's some letter that had to be written, and they were like fucking up some dude in the cell. I don't know, but I that is on the list because Jeremy Renner's a G.
He's in real life too. Like,
so you were on screen with him?
In season 3, I am.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a dope dude. Super dope.
Yeah, he went to that crazy like snow accident.
Man, he came back from the dead.
Crazy.
And then so in season 3, being on set with him was an experience because it's like I'm aware of all of the things that on the production side they have to do to accommodate him. He's still recovering.
Right.
You know, so even filming the show is part of his recovery. Like I need to get in the swing of things to stay in motion and all that. My man got so much metal in him just from reconstructing his body. Like,
or literally like came back from the dead. Like
literally, bro. And so, but he's a beast, man. They have a whole trailer dedicated to him and fitness and all that stuff. So he's on top of it. You know, now my man probably doing 1-arm push-ups and everything, you know. But yeah, so doing scenes with him, it's like on set he's super focused.
I bet.
Like he's down, you know, to snap a picture. Everybody know he's a star. But he's not gonna do the extra. He's not super social. I ran into him in Vegas at one of the fights. My man was feeling himself. He was having a good time. He was like, "Smoke, what up?" You know, and it was a whole different Jeremy when he's not working. You know, and of course his character Mike McCluskey is not a lighthearted dude. You know, so when he's in that mode, it's like, you know, people understand and respect it. You know, but he's always like keeping it 100, always cool.
Are you like in love with acting now? Is it something that you got an itch for? Definitely.
I feel like acting needs people who can tell like our stories authentically.
Right.
You know, if I don't play some of these roles, you're gonna have a great actor playing our roles. You feel me? In the sense that like because my experience coming up in Inglewood is what it is, and not that I'm the only hood dude who's acting, but I know I lend something to the screen that I've seen other people do well at, but not do justice, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, so, but I just love the process. It's a whole different muscle to flex, you know, like then the music. Music is like, what do I want to say? Acting is like, how do I bring life to these words and to this fictional character? You know, so, and of course I've done acting since I was like 15 years old, you know. Tasha Smith got me into acting as a kid. My first like 2-3 years, I didn't book anything. Once I started booking, it was like, you know, on and pop. And I was doing Judging Amy, The District, Boston Public, CSI.
I remember Boston Public.
Boston Public, yeah. If you
Not
go
shot
back,
in Boston, surprise.
right, shot in L.A.
Crazy.
So
liars. Crazy.
Showbiz.
So you've been doing a lot, like you said, you've been dropping singles. I know you've switched situations. Obviously, you were with Empire for a while, and now you're with Snoop.
Absolutely.
Death Row?
Yes, Death Row. And it's funny because on your show is when he first was like, man, I want D Smoke to be on Death Row, you know. And it's not our first time doing business, of course.
You guys had a famous on-screen moment.
Absolutely.
Where he asked you where you were from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that was his first, expression of, I see something in this kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were in LA shooting LA auditions. So it's not like, hey, where'd you grow up? Everybody from LA, you know, for that round. But it was like, no, where you from? Like,
right.
What is this that produced what I see in you? You know what I'm saying? That I recognize in myself. You know what I'm saying? So I always took it as a nod. But of course, in the moment, it's like, it's like a little bit of tension. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, oh, we going to do this on TV? Because I'm used to this. The cameras disappeared, as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, like that could happen at a gas station.
For sure. Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately it's a nod, like, and since he's been super supportive without asking for anything, Snoop called me like, hey, nephew, I need you to write me a Spanish verse, on Banda MS.
Right.
He's like, que maldición, even when I'm at home, I'm writing his Spanglish raps and stuff. Even when we did Gasparianga, he pulled up in Inglewood on Queen Street, all the bloods outside. He like, come on, eat, nephew. Like he pulled up with the the food truck, paid for it for the whole day. You know what I'm saying? Trap Kitchen pulled up to Inglewood, fed the hood. It was just love, and it was him showing me what, per his words, he was like, I'm gonna show you how to solidify your legacy. So it was always like, I'm an ally, I'm an asset, and I don't necessarily want nothing from you. So by the time it came to this album, it's like, Snoop, we gonna do the whole project or nah? He's like, let's do it, And we also put out Work Hard, Play Hard, the single with me and Sir. We put that out back in 2023.
Shout out to Sir, man.
Yeah, big shout out.
I just saw he just did a show.
Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did packed out the Hollywood Bowl.
Which is fucking crazy.
Fucking epic, yeah.
Would you guys ever do just a joint?
A project? Absolutely.
Yeah. The brothers?
Absolutely.
The brothers.
I mean, my thing is, the question is, I think it's going to be me, Sir, and Davion. You know what I'm saying? My brother Davion Ferris. He the one is like, guess who started this gangster shit, you know? Like, he's the oldest. He was always the one that kind of drove us in the direction of pursuing music. And things just turned out that Sir got the look from TDE and however it transpires. But
being as pretty close to the situation as you are, how cool was it to see the last 14 months or so of Kendrick Lamar?
I mean, well, one, I'm not as close as.
Well, your brother is signed to TDE.
Yeah, he signed to TDE, and so by affiliation,
you're a kid. Look, you're a kid from
LA. But it's
LA.
not like I'm getting what you get.
No, but I'm saying just like it's got to be cool. Just give me your. Shit from a fan's perspective. From
a fan's perspective, I know. I thought you were saying what's the inside scoop?
No. I just mean like it just had to be cool. Like, damn, like this shit is.
It's just. It's inspiring from a music standpoint, right? I'm not tripping off the beef. I let grown men handle their shit how they want to do that. But the fact that that the West is having a moment, because it's not like we stopped being us. We didn't stop making great music. We didn't stop, being dope and having artists that push the line and choose to be different. It's just that depending on the times, there are different seasons in music. When the South had it, and it was Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins. You couldn't tell nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? When T-Pain had it, and so it's dope to live in a moment where it's like, oh, West, it's our time again. Right. It was funny because I've done the Hollywood Bowl twice in the past couple years, and the night that Kendrick did the Popout in Inglewood, I was doing the Hollywood Bowl. So from my phone, I'm watching this nigga Kendrick say, "What's up, Inglewood?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's like bittersweet." I'm proud, but I'm like having the biggest show of my life. That night in particular, I was opening for T-Pain, and then another night I did I was rocked with Derek Hodge at a jazz festival.
Wow.
You know, so but that was an interesting play.
Yeah, there was like a Snoop was saying that like him and DJ Quick were like on I think they were in Canada the night of the Popout, and they were just like both just like had FOMO, like fuck,
bro.
Is that right,
too.
Fuzz? They were in Canada, right? Yeah.
I was right across town trying to figure out, and you know, I feel like he announced it so quick and packed it out instantly.
My God, it was crazy.
But it was like, I was like, man, what time is? I was still trying to. When I heard it was about to happen,
I get off?
I was like, when's my set time? Like, it was like, bro, you late. You know what I'm saying? Which is where you want to be any other day. You don't want to be first up. You know?
For sure. Hey, we got to stop the interview to tell you about our good folks, Odd Socks, man. Now, these are the Odd Socks basics, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I tell you, this is a product that every single day I'm alive for the last 5-6 years, I have used are these Odd Socks basics. Now, what Odd Socks is doing is they're kind of reinventing the sock game, if we're being honest, and the underwear game. You know, a lot of times you'll hit Walmart, you'll hit Target, you'll get some socks, you'll get some draws. They're affordable. They end up with holes in them. They don't really feel great. Not Odd Socks, ladies and gentlemen. These Odd Socks basics are the most comfortable socks I've ever had on my feet. Not only that, but they're super affordable. $14.99 for a 6-pack. That's it. Oddsocks.com. And if you don't believe me,
Sock check, fool.
sock check, fool. Wait, the X is on the other side. There we go. Ah! You see that? Sorry, you had to see those white legs. But it's so dope that, you know, I get to push a product that I use and that I love. So Odd Socks, they got the 6-pack of socks for $14.99 at oddsocks.com. The basics. This is the future of socks, the future of underwear, comfort and affordability. I'm talking about affordability without jeopardizing the quality, because they are the most comfortable socks you'll ever put on your feet, ladies and gents. And the et ceteras. Got to show love to the et ceteras. We like all the stripes on the flag. They're oddsocks.com, man. Much love to my brothers over there. Make sure you get some right now. Oddsocks.com. Let's get back to the interview, because I feel like Death Row's having a super dope moment. Jane's dope. Obviously,
Absolutely.
October's going crazy.
Absolutely.
You know, I feel like this new Death Row's is high. I mean, we had a Dog Pound EP. We had an East Siders project. The last Snoop album he just kind of just dropped on us was crazy.
Yeah.
I think
Corrupt
they're like
got
it more than
something coming
missionary.
that's
To
crazy.
be honest, who?
Corrupt.
Oh,
Got something coming that's crazy.
But I'm just curious, like for you, like what was it about outside of it just being Snoop? You know, someone who supported you throughout your career, someone who's a part of your story. But what was it about, like what's going on with Death Row that just like was like, yo, this makes sense?
A big part of it is that one, Death Row is musical. You know, today is what's brilliant about how Snoop is leading the ship in a sense is that they're not trying to recreate the old Death Row.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The artists from a different era that are still creating, that are still dope, they're still
there.
putting,
Yeah.
they're there. They're
Yeah.
still putting out music.
Right.
However, the younger artists, you know what I'm saying, the October Londons, the Janes, you know, they're making music like with live instrumentation, with
For sure.
soul, with all that stuff. So I'm kind of a bridge between that and rap and new rap, you know, or mid age. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the youngsters, but you know, I'm seasoned, but I'm still, you know, active. You know, so and also I think it's me understanding what I contribute to it. It's not so much like what are y'all doing that I could benefit from. It's like the relationship is important. It happening organically. Like some of my album was created there. I have, you know, Jane on the album. You know what I'm saying? Snoop is on the album. So by the time the conversations happen, it's like, look, what's the other stuff that we need to discuss? Like the fit is already there. It's a no brainer. You know, what is our agreement so that we could move forward with it? And it's the biggest, you know, it's love because, you know, my agreement with Snoop is not too different from my agreement with, you know, Empire, in that I get to, after a certain amount of time, you know, keep my ownership and all of those things. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I can forever, you know, look at my time with Empire and nod to them like I respect those guys and it's much love because one, they rode for me like
For sure.
in so many ways. We went overseas together, to
Grammy
Africa,
nominated.
Grammy nominated,
Yeah.
all the all the beautiful stuff, and that part of my career was fueled by their support. So that's the kind of relationships I want to keep building, where it's like I keep ownership and we can build, and learn from each step we take.
Are you, because you've, I feel like the last 5 or 6 years, I mean, there's a few other really dope artists who put dope visuals together, but I feel like you're top tier in that combo when it comes to just amazing visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're acting and shit, is your like appetite for like how crazy your videos got to be just be like, is it that much more crazy? Because you're on like these movie sets and shit.
It's yes and no. Like my thing is now, they say like if you want to do something well and fast, it's not gonna be cheap.
100%.
If you want to make it cheap and it done well, it's gonna take a long amount of time, right? So during
100%.
that season, Rhythm and Flow hit.
Yep.
Shit was happening fast. We didn't know we were up against a beginning pandemic, you know what I'm saying? But it was like the speed at which we had to move meant that we spent a lot of money on those visuals.
Yes.
So now it's like, how do I get my hands and feet a little more dirty in the production of these videos so that I can achieve that quality and save some
sense.
bread. So the short answer is yes, we want to continue making high quality videos, but it's how. If we're going to spend the type of money we spent back then, it's going to be like, we better be coming out with a film.
Some of them videos you all were dropping, I was like, damn, this can't be less than like 30 grand, 25. Like you were putting, bro.
Hell no.
What was the one you had like on the old school bus? That you had like the 60s, 70s?
Oh, you talking about it? Oh yeah, that shit was tight. That was
what video was that?
Honey Jack.
Yes.
Honey Jack.
That video was crazy.
Honey Jack is one of my favorite. It's movies. They're movies.
And
that's by Child, the director named Child. She's incredible.
You linked up with LaRussell. What is it? Okay, LaRussell, I feel like is doing a lot of good work to kind of just change. I feel like the way people think about their approach to being independent, artistry, content, just concerts, a lot.
Absolutely.
He's just doing a lot. Like, what was it like connecting with him?
Being around LaRussell is super inspiring. You know what I'm saying? LaRussell has a fresh energy, a youthful spirit, and but he's a dog in the sense that he's working and he's about his movement and he's honest. You know what I'm saying? Like in the moment, like if he don't fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's show up, let's get it done because we on a time crunch. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's respect. Like he pulled up to my house and recorded that verse. I engineered that myself. You know, so brought his whole team to the house. Then we did another song and mic'd the piano in my house. Like his movement is something that I admire as much as his art. You know what I'm saying? He could be himself, but he's taking all the right risks and doing stuff and breaking rules. The things that people feel like they got to do. He's like, no, drop in volume. The rollout don't got to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Keep dropping. And the irony is that what got me on Rhythm and Flow and all these big moments is that I had that same mentality. Like every week, y'all getting something new,
right?
A visual and a new song, and you know what I'm saying. So, big salute to him. You know what I'm saying. Now, where I am now, I don't share the same model. My business model is not the same.
With anything, not every shoe fits the same. For everybody,
for sure. And I'm close enough to Sir and TDE to learn from their model is extremely different too. It's like
they're kind of like the extreme other side of the spectrum.
Exclusivity, mystique. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I believe in it. The beauty of that is you get time off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course you're working during the time off, but it's time out of the cycle. Yes. So and that's what I've been doing on this. Like what's crazy is it hasn't been that I haven't had enough music to put out an album any one year. I got 5-6 albums worth of material, but it's what the cycle that you have to get in to put it out is a whole different muscle. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like, all right, let's shoot enough visuals, let's get enough content collected, let's whatever, or fuck it, let's just drop it for the fans.
Right.
The people that's watching that closely, y'all gonna get this just for y'all.
You already know, man. Want to give a shout out to Slap Woods for presenting the podcast. Only papers I smoke, man. Only leafs that we let fly around here on the Bootleg Kept podcast. We just did a crazy pool party with them too. That was insane out here in LA. So shout out to Slap Woods. When I tell you, man, quality, they smoke so good, and they're called Slap Woods because they slap. I know that's like their tagline, but it's also the truth. All right, so look, go follow them at Slap Woods. Make sure you hit their website, and if you're at your local smoke shop, if you're at your local store and you need some papers, get you some Slap Woods. I think pretty soon we are going to do this pretty soon. I want to do a giveaway with some Slap Woods stuff. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be announcing it on the podcast. We're going to be sending out, obviously you got to be of age, sending out a good box of these goodies. Ooh, the sweet banana cigar wraps are fire. Slap Woods, man. Make sure you go show them some love. Slapwoods.com. Follow them on Instagram at Slapwoods. Let's get back to the podcast. Do you feel like nowadays it's like fans, I feel like they have, I mean, obviously they've had a short attention span for a long time, but in terms of like when you kind of go away for a while, it feels like fans have a tendency to kind of move on.
Oh, for sure.
And like find the new.
For sure.
And be, like, is that something that you're conscientious of? And have you noticed that like fans will like hit you like, yo, when are we getting? It's been a minute.
Yeah, what I noticed is that it took getting well into the rollout for people to all the way catch on. You got core fans, then you got not as core, then you got the waist the by the wayside ones. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fault nobody for being whatever. I just want to, know who's who. But yeah, when I first dropped the single, they was like, oh shit, this is dope. And you could almost sense that some people are like, okay, he doing something again. Then you drop another one, they like, oh shit, a third one. Then the freestyle, then finally they like, oh, it's happening. Like, but it's like y'all will commend it at the first move, but y'all won't really buy in until.
What was the first record? No Passes?
No Passes. Yeah. So they're like, okay, this is dope, right? It's like, salute, good stuff. What else, right? Whereas when I was coming up, it's like I could obsess, because one, my taste wasn't inundated with social media stimulation and all this stuff. It was like music meant a lot more to us coming up than I think it means to people now.
Facts.
And so now until they see that it's a movement like La Russell, until they see that it's a part of a bigger thing, they don't fully buy into it. And that's just a reality that.
Yeah, it's like some weird mental shit. It's almost like, I had saw that, I don't know, I don't think they're doing it anymore, but like Spotify was like flirting with like removing the play counts on people's profiles. Which, because I feel like fans will like, you could send somebody some shit, and if they go to the person's Spotify profile, just mentally, if it doesn't look like the artist is lit and you hadn't heard of them already, they're just gonna be like, I'm good.
Right, because it doesn't, in their mind, it doesn't give them social currency.
Yes.
Like they feel like they're more valuable.
Like you used to be able to like, yo, I'm going to fucking Two Dope Boys and I find some random fucking artist that, these fools posted
But it's two types of people though. It's two types of people. It's people that listen because it's popular so that they're not missing out, due to this FOMO, sensitivity. And then it's people who are like completely subscribed to a different way of viewing it that are still looking for the song that's theirs. Like, okay, even if you're a popular artist, let me find number 11 on the album, and
it's not the single. That's
mine.
Yeah.
And not only is that mine, it's mine because of this one line in verse 3 that I'm gonna know better than anybody else. So, and that's a lot of times as artists we got to remember to speak to those people. You know what I'm saying? So for that reason, my song with Jane Hancock is one of my favorite songs. Count Your Blessings. It's like that's gonna be somebody's favorite for different reasons than a No Passes or any single that I might have.
What is do you have a date for the album yet?
August 26th.
Coming soon. Real soon.
Real soon. It is upon us.
It is upon us.
Yes.
What is the latest with the Broadway Gym? We went and shot a little thing over there. Was hanging out over there, and
we did. So now we've done a soft opening where we have Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Broadway Boxing Youth Academy, where we have the fighting community, and it's not just youngsters. It's adults, some pro boxers. But Saturday from 10 to 1, we're in there training, fighting. I'll be in there tomorrow. People spar, you know what I'm saying? There's still blood on the mat, you know.
So you're still in there. You're still throwing hands.
I throw
on a
hands
weekly basis.
currently.
Yes.
On a week, twice a week. It's
Twice
not
a
like
week.
it's not like 6 days a week like I used to,
Right.
you know.
But it's like also like really good cardio, right?
great, excellent cardio. Drenched.
Drenched, yeah.
When you leave, it's
Have you you know, it's funny because there was a few times like you and I would talk and I would be like, yeah, there's a celebrity who said they got hands, and you would always tell me like, hey, tell them.
none of them. They don't want it. They don't want it.
I feel like they might act like they want it until they do a little bit of research and they're like,
They just gon' their best bet is to try to weight bully me.
right.
It got to be a 200-pounder. Be like, I'll fight Smoke. Like, you know, I ain't a huge dude. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, but my thing is, all right, if you gonna hop in there with me, you got to do at least 3 rounds. So if you that 200-pounder that's trying to,
I'm a gas you out.
I'm a weather the storm.
That's
I'm a weather the storm, and it's some weathering to be done. You know, you jump in there, these dudes be throwing, and that's the thing. Fighting is still fighting. It's still dangerous. There's no
100%.
skill level too amateur.
yeah.
To
Anybody
not
is open to catching like just getting caught.
getting caught.
Yep.
You know, so. But my footwork, I trust my footwork.
You and your brother shot the music video for your song in Costa Rica.
Yes.
How did you guys do any shrooms out there?
No, that's a very specific question. No, we didn't do shrooms out there.
Ayahuasca or anything?
No, we didn't do ayahuasca.
Because I know they got the ayahuasca retreats in Costa Rica. I heard it's a vibe.
The homie is with that. My homie Ron is about that, but no.
They got like whole resorts out there. You go to Costa Rica and they just get
ayahuasca.
They just get you fucking. They put you on a spaceship and send you to God. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they said ayahuasca is. You
Yes.
deal with all of the spirits. I'm cool, but you know, me and Sir have land out there that we're, you know, building on,
do?
got the blueprints, yes. And so it was part of that, you know, and then Sergio, who shot all the Nipsey stuff, he's the one who flew out there with us, him, Jesus, his DP, and yeah, so it was a twofold trip. Check on the land, follow up on some of the plans and all that stuff, and then shoot the video. But no, we didn't do the shrooms out there.
So
Sir smoke, you know, and Smoke don't smoke, but you know, we had a good time.
But you guys just like I've always wanted to go out there.
You got to.
I heard it's amazing. But I heard you have to kind of go out there for like a pretty nice chunk of time. Otherwise you won't see everything. Or it's almost impossible to see everything in one trip type
If
shit.
you could do 12 days.
Because it's like two sides.
Yeah, for sure. The Caribbean side is a whole different vibe. Then there's La Fortuna. You know, La Fortuna is where Volcán Arenal is at. You know, so you got natural springs on that volcano.
Right. That's what I've heard.
You got to experience that. And you
it's
know,
raining a lot and shit.
rains. The waterfall at Volcano Arenal is crazy.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And so you got to see that middle part. Then you got the Pacific side. You got the Parque Nacional Manuel Antonio, which is an incredible zone. Monkeys might run up on you and just be like, ask you for food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I want to go out there and see some fucking animals.
sloths.
Sloths, monkeys.
Sloths. I almost rode over a sloth on a motorcycle. It was nighttime. I thought it
You
was
would have flown.
I thought it was, it'd sent me.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hoodie or something. I said, well, let me not go over this piece of clothes. I went around it. I was like, wait,
That fool
hold
looks up
up.
at you
Exactly. Hey, sloths are funny, bro. Like, I think we had to go back and move them because it's like, bro,
They're
in the
going to
middle
die.
of the street. Yes.
Yeah.
We moved them. And I swear for Lord, bro looked back and thanked us in slow motion. He was like,
Good looking.
dang. You like, but I was like, bro, it's a lot of wildlife out there. The birds that you'll see fly over are
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Bats. I seen a white bat one time.
My boy said when you go out there, you have to be careful with the, like when you go and eat, because they'll try to like double charge you sometimes.
Man, the food is so affordable out there.
Yeah.
Like, even if they did, it's like,
Yeah,
like
I
if
heard
you
it's
go,
fire.
If you know where to go to, like the sodas, the little like hole in the wall family spots,
Cash.
you getting a plate of food for like the equivalent of $7, and I'm talking about a hefty plate of food. But even if you eat, at one of the more fancy restaurants, it's still.
Hey, we got to wrap up this interview. Another one presented by Hardin, baby. You already know what it is. Shout out to Hardin for presenting another episode of the Bootleg Podcast. Don't forget, when you're in Vegas, you getting that taxi, you getting that Uber, say, take me to Hardin. the #1 cannabis dispensary in the world. Premium selection of the craziest gas you could ever ask for. And then they break down what all the terps mean. It's incredible. Go to Hardin_Las Vegas, shoot them a follow. And when you're in Las Vegas, make sure you shoot them a visit. Hey, want to give a shout out to our newest sponsor. You know, I don't like to vape unless it is pure solventless rosin. Want to give a shout out to RokinCannabis.com. Go give them a follow. It's nothing but that good gas. Check them out at your local dispensary, RokinCannabis.com. Salute to them. Let's get back to the interview. What's the name of the album?
Wake Up Supa.
Okay.
Yeah, Wake Up Supa.
Explain.
Wake Up Supa is how do I put this? For gangsters and lovers, it's an awakening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Inglewood. It's got a lot of heart and soul, and it's me taking people on my journey through, you know, one, stepping back outside and focusing on music in a way that starts to feel like myself again. And then it's also sharing the stories. You know, last year I lost my mom, and so the family, all of our family, Sir and Davion were on tour when that happened, and so we all went through that. So taking people through what we experienced, but, you know, showing them the light on the other side. Like the music on this album is just like unmatched. Like I produced half of the project. You know, this is on Black Habits. I did some of my favorite stuff, but just a couple of them. Right. I did Black Habits 2, and I did Closer to God. I think those are the ones I did. And then on War on Wonders, I might have done some additional production, like instruments, instruments and all that stuff. But this one is one that I intentionally said, like, because I started off producing. Right. I've been producing since I was 10 years old. Rap is something like probably 16, 17. I started doing more. In my 20s, I got real serious about it. So I'm technically a late bloomer. Like at Inglewood High, it was more me making beats and getting in the boxing gloves. You know what I'm saying? Sir, before he started singing, it was basketball. You know, Davion was the one that started just music, you know, all together. So,
for you, you know, were you able to dedicate anything to your mom on this album, like a specific record?
Absolutely. So I have a song called Good Morning, that's dedicated to her. It's so much. Her voice is on a song with me and BJ, the Chicago kid, called Proud of You. Fire. You know, I got messages from her that I saved, and so it's probably 3 that are like that deal with that very situation. One from the standpoint, one I wrote while she was in the hospital, while we were still hopeful that she got better. You know what I'm saying? And then the Good Morning was like talking to her from the other side, you know. And then Proud of You was like, you know, the full circle moment of, you know, hearing, I got a voice message from her for that song before the accident altogether, like letting you know I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Did you listen to the intro to the Clips album?
Yes, I did. I got to go back and listen to it if you buy it.
So the song is like each like Malice and Push each do a verse about they lost both their parents in the same amount of time. So it's like they each, like one of them is doing a verse about their mom and the other one's doing a verse about their dad. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's wild because before something like this happens, you don't realize it's people everywhere who walk around with this, carrying it.
For sure.
It never goes away. You know what I'm saying? You know, different people have different relationships with their parents. I was fortunate enough to be really close with my mom.
Right.
You know, but I talked to Snoop, you know, Snoop and Half Dead, they was like, bro, welcome to the club. Like, it's the club nobody wants to join, but you realize that it's a lot of people in it. You know, because the only alternative is to go before your parent, which is not common,
which isn't common,
and
you don't even
what
you
I
don't want that
worse,
to happen to your
exactly,
parent,
because it's not natural,
right?
It's there's a part of it that's natural to bury a parent.
Yeah,
you just don't want to do
Snoop
it
had a record on his last album where he's talking about like the Denon Porter joint, where he's talking about losing like his best friend, and I was like, damn, bro, like deep record. What has been like? You said earlier, Snoop had kind of told you this is kind of how you protect your legacy. This is like what is some of the game that he's given you since you guys have kind of made things official and been working closely?
I mean, it's always been through demonstration. It's never been sit down like, here are the 10 rules. Rule 1. Always do. And it wasn't that kind of thing. It was it was more like I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and what he's demonstrated is being true. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of where you at.
Right.
And the biggest takeaway from working with Snoop is that everybody around him understands the level of demand that he's under as one of the most famous rappers ever. If
famous
not
people
the
ever.
most famous people ever.
He is the most famous rapper ever.
Ever.
That's a fact.
Got you, right, worldwide.
But famous person, he's top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Snoop Dogg. You can go anywhere in the world, the
Yes.
farthest corner in Tribe, and it's Snoop
It's
Dogg.
insane, yeah.
You know, but he has a way of being more present than some people that you might know that don't do nothing with their life. You know what I'm
100%,
saying? If he's in a
100%.
room with you, he's as curious about you, as present with you as anybody could be.
100%.
And it just shows you that he's still learning, he's still applying himself, he's still showing up, you know. And if he could do it with that level of demand that he's under, then we don't got no excuse.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
nobody.
saying?
Yeah, and if he can do it without being a dick,
Period. And he's giving, you know what I'm saying, like of himself, and you know, he got a vision, and he's 100% behind that. But you know, he could also be cutthroat, you know, and that's what I've learned about a lot of people I respect, and cutthroat for the right reasons.
yeah,
you know?
not to be cruel, but sometimes everyone has to have boundaries. Everyone has to have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen him go into different modes. You know what I'm saying? When it's Snoop Dogg mode, you know,
Right.
not Unc,
Right.
not Uncle Snoop. When it's like Dogg, like,
Yeah.
and so you know, it's for me, it's like, all right, cool, because I know that about myself. You know,
Right.
So
Nah, for sure, man. So the album's coming soon. You see, you got BJ the Chicago Kid on the record.
absolutely.
Who else? Jane.
Jane Hancock. I got Lucky Day. I got Miles Minnick.
Oh, Miles is dope.
Yeah, Miles is super dope. Of course, I got La Russell.
Yep.
I got the homie Nana.
Okay.
You
He's
know,
dope.
Yes, I got Snoop Dogg on the production. I got, you know, myself. I did like 5 of them. I got, you know, Lawrence from 1500 Damo. You know, Turbo. I got Terrace Martin on the intro. My brother Davion singing backgrounds. You know, so it's. I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss nobody. Oh, I got PJ Morton, Tiffany Goucher
Fire.
on the outro. So it's a lot of, most of the features are voices. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not a grip of rappers.
Right,
on the
right.
project. But I do have the ones that matter are on there, you know.
I love it, man. Well, look, coming soon, August 26th.
It's 26th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that on a Friday?
That's on a Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday. That's what I say. That feels like a Tuesday. If I'm like in my head, I'm like thinking of the month. Tuesday, like it was back in the day.
You know what I'm saying? What we doing?
I wish let's get back to Tuesdays,
Let's do it.
and then you can
By the weekend, you done live with the music a little bit.
100%.
You know
People
what I'm
like to.
saying?
That's the thing. People don't be on their phone listening to shit on the weekend. That's why I
Hell
don't
no.
understand why they went to Friday.
Nah.
It's smarter to do Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's start that. Anyway, look, I appreciate you, Smoke.
Absolute
Go support the album. I'm sure there's pre-orders are up and all that good shit.
All that.
My guy.
My
He
dog.
Smoke.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.